Do you come home after work or school and find yourself stuck on your phone instead of doing important things? By evening, you are so exhausted that the only thing you have energy for is flipping through your feed, and all those grandiose plans, a project, sports, learning a language, remain in the void as if they never happened. Years go by and you're still in the same situation you were before. Nothing has changed, even if it's been 10 or 20 years. You don't believe me? This is your future if you keep doing meaningless things after work instead of working towards your goals. Stop condemning yourself to misery. Today I'm going to give you instructions on how to beat this, that there will be 5 principles that will break this vicious cycle, but at the end, a bonus for subscribers. I don't want to see your great future ruined by your own hands. It would be a shame not to expose you all your talents to the world. Start by realizing there is no such thing as a convenient moment. Are you waiting for the perfect time to start? When work stops squeezing all the juices, when fatigue evaporates, when motivation falls from the sky? Wake up. There's never going to be such a moment. You'll always be tired after work. You'll always want to be stuck on your phone. Tomorrow won't get better if today is bad. The only way out is to start today. No, right now. After this video. Then and only then will it work. But I'm really exhausted. Really? A woman once wrote to me with a situation like yours. She said she couldn't do anything but relax after work. So instead of just motivating her to work on the energy of motivation for a couple of days and give up, I told my story and the advice I took from it. I used to study and waste time like everyone else, but when I went to work, I no longer had the energy for anything at all. I was choosing between taking a shit or eating. That's how bad I felt. Until one day I looked at my worthless life and shed a few tears. I felt such despair at the situation I was in that it almost broke me. But I'm here, and that means I'm not drowning in it. Instead, I asked myself the question, what can I do to start living a better life? How do I take action? And then I decided, every day, even the smallest thing I do brings something, and the more I do, the more I get. So you don't have to do a lot. The important thing is to do every day, but without gaps. So I decided that instead of spending those 30 minutes listening to music or watching videos while I lay in bed like an amoeba, I'm going to take action. I would work on my own future. And today, I'm glad I realized the point then that helped me achieve my goals, the consistency of effort and the lack of a perfect moment. After all, the perfect moment is right now. Next, you need to realize that you're resting like a vegetable. Instead, you need to give your brain a real reset. Do you think flipping through a feed is resting? Of course not. You're still processing information and engaging your fingers to flip through the feed. And it's hitting your already exhausted mind even harder. You're not letting it recover. You're clogging it up with rubbish and overloading it, which causes this drowsiness and unwillingness to do anything. You're digging yourself a hole. To truly rest, use a change of activity. Give your brain a break. You can go for a quiet walk without music. Music loads your head too, so the walk should be in silence, just you and your thoughts. It will be good to exercise in general. Shake up your body with cardio or a cold shower. I think your fatigue will be gone. Another tip from me, try not picking up your phone as soon as you get home. Instead, wash your face and take a short walk in silence. This will help you relax. You'll definitely be surprised at how much less frazzled you'll feel. Of course, that's assuming you do this every day. You can, in addition to taking a walk, just sit by the window and read a book while you quietly drink your tea. Hopefully, you'll now start getting proper rest and not destroy your brain. After all, information overdose is a scary thing. Look forward and act consciously. Your future is in your hands. Now let's look at the concept of an anchor. It's a ritual that switches you into work mode. It's like having a cup of coffee first thing in the morning to jumpstart your brain. So it's no surprise that you have a couple of anchors that you may not even realize you have. One of them is this anchor. Come home, pick up your phone, and bog down in your feed until your eyes close on their own. And you're doing it unknowingly. Hell, I'll trust you to do it consciously. How many times have you done this ritual from start to finish? Like a cultist, you grab your phone and stare at it. You need to make a new anchor. A simple action that breaks the vicious cycle. Instead of grabbing your phone right away, change into your gym uniform and go out for a run. That way you'll break the pattern. While you're running, you can create a special playlist with songs just for work, and when you switch it on, always work out, and be able to go into battle mode when you switch on the playlist in the future. Next, you should learn the technique of working in spurts. Instead of working for an hour staring into the void, you should work in this pattern, 25 minutes of work and 5 to 10 minutes of rest. This way you will not only save your eyes from fatigue, but also increase the quality of your work. After all, quality suffers because of quantity. It's better to work a little less, but with higher quality. You can also try working on a timer, but not as you used to do it on the principle, I'm going to sit down and work for 3 hours. And then 20 minutes later, you'll be in an amoebic state of muttering that you're tired and it's time to call it a day. Instead, say to yourself, I'm going to work for 5 minutes and set a timer for 5 minutes and then sit down and work for as long as you can. Our brains are amazing bargainers. You're still just thinking about what needs to be done, and it's already calculated all the costs down to the slightest rustle. So you have to trick it into thinking you're going to work for 5 minutes, and after 5 minutes, just keep working and ignore the time. This works especially well with the flow state, which I also know quite a bit about. Moving on, why do you have to eat the elephant in pieces? Well, or why you need to divide goals into smaller goals. Banal. My wish is to read 100 books in a year. Maybe that's okay for some people, but for me it's a huge goal, and I'll just choke trying to read 100 books in a year, or I'll start, but I'll choke and give up. I'll just go back to flipping through my feed like everyone else so I don't waste time. Your brain hates uncertainty and high costs. When you say to yourself, I need to read 100 books, it might even forget what books are, let alone what kind of books they are, how to read them, where to start. The brain at that moment switches on the energy-saving mode, and even if you had all the resources of the earth, you wouldn't lift a finger. We have to fix this. How? Cut the elephant into a pile of steaks and eat it with gusto. To do this, my goal of 100 books needs to be broken down into smaller tasks, such as make a reading list, set aside time to read, determine reading order, then divide it into steps. To make a reading list, look up all the books by favorite authors, sort the books into business genre, calculate their price, find a shop, buy the books, and most importantly, focus on the steps, not the goal. Instead of wasting energy thinking about what's next, do things in steps. The steps will create your outcome, so they are most important. Don't forget to record your progress. Write down every step you complete. This will help a lot if you make a mistake or in the future when you do something similar. Finally, a bonus tip for subscribers. Only a well-fed warrior will be able to unleash his abilities 100%. Often when you try to work, your eyes slip, your thoughts get confused, you feel tired, your arm breaks. You get angry with yourself and keep working until you run out of patience and all your labor goes to the rubbish bin. This is also a common occurrence for many people who are too immersed in their work. You forget that you are not a robot, but a human being like everyone else. You can't work 24/7 or you'll die. Your brain and body need fuel and rest. If the tank is empty, no amount of motivation will keep the car going. But what kind of fuel do you need? Sleep is the first of three. If you sleep less than 6 hours, you're 30% less productive. And if you always don't get enough sleep, you always feel a dizzying fog in your head. Food. If you skip lunch, you feel hungry and irritable. Not finished? Again, the feeling of hunger and constant thoughts of food. Water. Just 2% dehydration, 20% drop in productivity. After all, the blood cannot circulate normally and deliver food to the body, but you don't want to overdo it. If you sleep a lot, eat a lot, and drink a lot of water, you'll start to feel even worse. All your motivation will go down the drain, and all your achievements will burn up. To prevent this from happening, apply everything I've told you about today and change your life. Of course, one day won't be enough, but after a couple of years, you'll be living in a different reality. After all, he who enjoys the shade of a tree planted it many years ago. On the way to the top, only your persistence makes sense, and the rest will come as you climb.